Congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. Congratulations to a team that drafted Nikola Jokic, who is a superstar and probably the best player in the world at this particular moment in time. Congratulations to a franchise that drafted Jamal Murray. Congratulations to a franchise that drafted Michael Porter Jr., that traded for Aaron Gordon, somebody who should have been a slam dunk champion as far as I'm concerned with the great slam dunks he did in the slam dunk contest on a couple of occasions. Okay, congratulations to all of them. Congratulations to Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Won the championship with the Lakers in the bubble, helped win a championship this time in Denver, Colorado. It is that special. Congratulations to Mike Malone, who's an exceptional coach and proved it yet again. And believe it or not, congratulations to the owner, Stan Kroenke, and Kroenke Sports and Entertainment. They own the Colorado Avalanche. They won a title over the last 2 years. They own the Los Angeles Rams of the National Football League. They won a Super Bowl championship, not this past season, but the season before. And, of course, now the Denver Nuggets. That means in 3 different sports, they own 3 different teams that have won a championship over the last 2 years. You want to see what a winning model is all about? I know he's known for being fiscally responsible, which in some other people's eyes means that he knows how to be cheap. But nevertheless, Kroenke Sports and Entertainment is clearly getting it done. They know what a winning formula is because over the last 2 years, they've been doing it. Major props to them. I don't really have much to say else about the Denver Nuggets other than their team that played together, their team that played within themselves. Jokic is an unstoppable force. We all know the numbers that he produced overall in 5 NBA Finals games. He averaged 32, 14, and 7 on 58% shooting from the field, 42% from three-point range. Nobody else was in the same stratosphere. If you want to use that as an opportunity to talk about the Miami Heat, go get Damian Lillard. Go get somebody like that. I'm not sure that can happen, but the bottom line is Jimmy Butler is a star. He is big time. Nothing but love for this brother's game, his heart, and everything else. But there are levels to superstardom. And when you think about a LeBron James, a Steph Curry, okay, a Nikola Jokic, people like that, that's not the level Jimmy Butler is perceived as being on, even though he closes, even though the numbers are there, even though he plays on both sides of the ball. You're the Miami Heat. The best thing to do is to go get somebody who's very, very aggressive offensively, who's not deferential, who's not going to look for somebody else to shoot for the first 43 minutes of a game before he takes over in the last 5. You got to be that dude. To be that marquee, you've got to be somebody that's front and center. So I think somebody like a Damian Lillard with a Jimmy Butler, with a Bam Adebayo, assuming Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra go out there and get Bam Adebayo some size so he doesn't have to be the one going up against that big boy that is Nikola Jokic, I think Miami would be right back in the mix. I think without that, Boston is the superior team in the Eastern Conference, even though Miami beat them. I believe Boston Celtics would have had a 6 or 7 game series against the Denver Nuggets. I firmly believe that. Matchups and styles make fights. And Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, 6'9" and 6'6" respectively, with a guy like Robert Williams III, with a guy like Al Horford, with a defensive, tenacious individual like a Marcus Smart, a former reigning defensive player of the year, with guys like Derek Wright and Malcolm Brogdon and those boys, I think they would have been a much better matchup for the Denver Nuggets, but they didn't earn the right to be there because they fell down 3-0 to Miami, tied at 3-3, and then fell apart in Game 7 because Jason Tatum got hurt in the first offensive play of the game. I think Boston would have taken this series 6 to 7 games. I think we'd still have an NBA Finals going on right now. Right now, if Boston was playing Denver, because I think the series would have been 6 games minimum, if not 7, and the game 6 would have been this Thursday night. So, tomorrow night. So, props to the Miami Heat for handling their business and getting as far as they got. They had a great season, but in the end, it is what it is. I think the biggest basketball portion of this subject to peel from the NBA Finals is who's going to be the legit title contenders next year. I think easily it's Boston and Milwaukee. I got questions about Philadelphia because I don't know what's going to happen with James Harden. Even though you got Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, the bottom line is when you look at the Philadelphia 76ers, it's going to be interesting to see what new coach Nick Nurse can get out of them that Doc Rivers couldn't. Boston, I don't think is going anywhere. They'll be in the mix. So will Milwaukee. Now that they got new coach Adrian Griffin, who, by the way, congratulations to him. He deserved the opportunity. He's been an assistant for about 15 years, previous 5 years at Toronto. I think Adrian Griffin is going to do a damn good job. I'm not saying that Mike Budenholzer did not do it. He won a championship. He averaged like 57, 58 wins a season. I don't think anybody won more games than him during the regular season. But there does come a moment in time when it appears as your voice has been drowned out, when you appear exhausted from talking to the same dudes. And I think that, combined with Chris Middleton not being what he once was, I look at Milwaukee and I got questions about them. I don't really have too many questions about Boston. I just don't. And I'm always rooting for Miami because that is always where I prefer to be in June. And I'm not apologizing to that for anybody or for that to anybody. It ain't happening. I always love to be in Miami. Wish I could be in Miami right now. Wish I could live in Miami because they ain't got any state income taxes. And the weather's beautiful. And the palm trees, I can't even tell y'all. I'm just getting emotional right now. Think about it. I can't even tell y'all. Like, let me stop. There is a scenery that is unrivaled. That is true. But I'll stay focused. And I'll focus instead, not on that scenery, I'll focus on that beautiful, warm breeze that's kicking off, you know, the ocean, Biscayne Bay, and that water from the Atlantic Ocean to the bay, to the land, and you're just laying outside, and the water just hits you, and it just does something to you. It just does something to you, okay? And I also, obviously, Prime 112, phenomenal restaurant, always treats me well. Love Prime 112. I'll be back. But that other spot off of Brickell, Komodo, that's what it's called. My man Dale that works for the Miami Heat told me to go there. My brother, as you would say when you text me, you ain't never lie. That place is off the chain. So there's two of my favorite spots that are there. But again, I digress. The real subject, basketball-wise, is who is going to challenge the Denver Nuggets. Is it going to be KD with Booker? Depends on what you get. You got a new coach there, and it depends on and Frank Vogel, who I think will do a good job, but they need help because they don't have enough bodies. Is it going to be the Los Angeles Lakers? Well, that depends on what help is provided to LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Is it going to be the Clippers? I don't believe in them at all because I believe that Kawhi Leonard belongs in an infirmary. He's always hurt. Eventually, he'll be there. He's a great, phenomenal player and a two-time champion and a two-time NBA Finals MVP. But damn it, his nickname should be the infirmary. That's what it should be. He's always hurt, okay? And I believe he'll get hurt again. I believe he walks into training camp hurt. Okay, so I don't believe in the Clippers anymore, all right? You got that going on. Got the Memphis Grizzlies. Y'all do know that suspension for Ja Morant is coming down the pike, don't you? Finals are over. Any day now, Commissioner Adam Silver is going to announce how many days, how many games Ja Morant will be forced to miss because of playing around with guns that people reportedly have been saying was a toy gun. I don't want to hear that. And even if it was a toy gun, which I don't believe, the fact of the matter is it's the imagery, not the reality. It's the perception, not the reality, that he is going to be condemned for because the NBA doesn't want to be associated with that kind of stuff. You don't like it? Fine. Don't put your hand out to collect 5 years and $231 million in a contract. Don't use your status as an NBA superstar to parlay that into endorsement deals with Nike, Powerade, and others. You want to do that? There's a price that comes along with it. And I hear people talking all of this smack about capitulation, Stephen A. selling out to the white man or whatever. Well, who the hell's paying you? The fact of the matter is that in the world that we live in, whether it's white, whether it's Latino, whether it's some blacks, whatever the case may be, unless you're an entrepreneur, owning your own business, you have to capitulate to the demands of those who pay you. I own this podcast. This is mine. I run this. Everybody associated with this podcast works for me. It's not the other way around. But I have a day job that pays me pretty damn well. And I'm here to tell you something right now. They don't have any jurisdiction over what I'm doing on this podcast, but I ain't stupid enough to ignore them if they want to have a conversation with me about something that I've said or something that I feel or whatever the case may be, because I got a day job and I work for Disney. Now, it just so happens that I'm fortunate and blessed enough to have employers who have profound trust in me. And because of that trust in me that has been built over the course of 20 years, by the way, is why I was allowed to carve out a deal in my contract that allowed me to separate myself from ESPN to do this on my own. Had it not been for that, they wouldn't have allowed it because I would not have built any trust equity. And as a result, they wouldn't have wanted to take the risk of allowing me to be on my own. See how that works? Use your damn head. Exercise intelligence. Understand that this is what it comes with. And just suck it up and deal with it. Because at the end of the day, you want to cash a check with a smile on your face, not lamenting how minimal it is. It's not just about your talents. It's about trust. Trusting that you'll be responsible and considerate of others that you work with and that you work for. That's big boy rules. That ain't selling out. Always remember that, no matter what some fools out there try to tell you.